Ohio government actions on January 14, 2026, were limited primarily to legislative introductions, judicial decisions, and Attorney General enforcement announcements, with no major public events or comprehensive legislative sessions reported for that specific date. Several new laws signed by Governor Mike DeWine earlier took effect around this period, influencing ongoing activities, though their implementation began January 1, 2026. Below is a detailed breakdown by category, drawing from available records. Legislative activities. House Bill 646, HB 646, was introduced in the Ohio 136th General Assembly on January 14, 2026, marking 25% progression in its process. Sponsored by a strong partisan group of 19 Republicans and one other, it represents the key legislative action recorded for the date, though specific provisions are not detailed in initial reports 3. Related to prior legislation, Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost rejected summary language for a proposed referendum to repeal Senate Bill 56, SB 56, on or around January 14, citing omissions, misstatements, and misleading elements like unclear hemp definitions and inaccurate claims about local taxes or felony disqualifications for licenses. SB 56, signed last month by Governor DeWine, with a line-item veto banning THC beverages, tweaks 2023 vote-approved recreational marijuana laws, bans most intoxicating hemp THC CBD drinks, effective March, criminalizes storing edibles outside original packaging, and prohibits out-of-state legally purchased marijuana products. The rejection group, Ohioans for Cannabis Choice Cannabis Hemp Retailers, plans to revise, gather 1,000 more signatures, and resubmit to allow a November voter decision, viewing it as a speed bump against government overreach, potentially closing 6,000 businesses to 5. Enforcement actions. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost's office announced multiple actions in January 2026, likely including January 14. A Huron County man received a 14-year prison sentence for the 8-year-old death and disappearance of his girlfriend, Amanda Dean II. Paul Hicks, convicted of murdering his ex-wife, was sentenced to 25 years to life, announced jointly with Huron County Prosecutor James Sitley II. Yost sought a court order to shut down a Canton nursing home on behalf of the Ohio Department of Health, due to inspectors' findings of widespread care failures, endangering residents in real and present danger, too. Yost sued a Utah-based residential solar panel company for high-pressure sales tactics and misleading claims, causing Ohio consumers higher utility bills and debt, too. A former investment manager and a former investment advisor admitted involvement in schemes defrauding investors of millions, too. Yost, with Idaho AG Raul Labrador, led a 25-state coalition opposing California's ammunition restrictions as undermining the Second Amendment too. Separately on January 14, 2026, reporting a January 12 sentencing, a Lorain County doctor, Timothy Sutton, 44, North Ridgeville, was sentenced to 64 months, 5 years 4 months in prison, 3 years supervised release, and nearly $6 restitution to HHS for a $14.5 Medicare fraud conspiracy involving wire mail fraud, false healthcare statements, and aggravated identity theft. Sentenced by U.S. District Judge David A. Ruiz after April 2025 guilty plea. Agency, U.S. Attorney's Office, Northern District of Ohio 6. Judicial and Supreme Court actions. The Ohio Supreme Court issued case announcements dated January 14, 2026, 2026 Ohio 98, including merit decisions, 2023 to 1288. Jones Apparel Group 9 West Holdings v. Harris, Slip Opinion 2026, Ohio 74, Affirmed Board of Tax Appeals Decisions, Noes 2020 to 53, 2020 to 54, Majority. DeWine Brunner deters Hawkins, Shanahan J.J., Dissent, Kennedy C.J. joined by Fisher J. 4, 2024 to 1708, E. Ohio Gasco v. Crouse Slip Opinion 2026, Ohio 75, Affirmed Summit App, number 30687, 2024, Ohio 5194, unanimous. Kennedy C.J. Fisher, DeWine Brunner deters Hawkins, Shanahan J.J. 4, miscellaneous, 2025 to 1653 State Ex Rel, Neely v. Franklin C.T.Y. Munn. Court dismissed on relator's application. Related motion to compel proof of authority jurisdiction denied as moot. Respondent's dismissal motions denied as moot for public events and broader context. No public events tied specifically to January 14, 2026 are documented. However, laws effective January 1, 2026, signed by Governor DeWine, 14 bills total, provide context for ongoing implementation. Property tax reforms limiting increases to inflation rate. Minimum wage rise from $10.70 to $11 hour per constitutional amendment. School policies restricting cell phones to boost engagement. SB 56 THC beverage ban drawing business backlash as overcorrection. House Bill 57 mandating school overdose prevention drugs for opioid crisis. HB 29 requiring feminine hygiene products in correctional facilities for female inmates. HB 144 Keith's Law creating database for first responders on individuals with communications disabilities 1. These represent all identifiable Ohio government actions for the queried date, focused on introductions, rejections, enforcements, and rulings amid new law implementations. Gaps exist for unreported executive orders, local actions, or minor agency updates 123456.